This is Zadie, a 2-year-old pangolin in Namibia. She's come a long way since the police rescued her from a poacher in the coastal town of Swakopmund. This short documentary, using unprecedented footage of this endangered African mammal, documents Zadie's journey from captivity to release.
When we first got her, we got her at the coast in Swakopmund, which is far from the animal's natural habitat, before we could move it to the reserve. What that meant is we had to take the pangolin to a place where we could feed it. Because pangolins eat ants, that's their main diet, we had to find a place where there were lots of ants. So that meant I would have to drive about 15-20 kilometers into the Namibian desert to find a riverbed where there were ants.
Pangolins are active from dusk till dawn and spend most of this time digging and eating. After letting the pangolin out, we would walk after her for an hour or so and then take her back in. Zadie was taken to the Mundolea Nature Reserve in the Namibian Central Highlands and placed in the care of Bruno Nebe. He is the leader of the reserve's pangolin research project. Before she could be released, she needed an RF tracking device so that researchers could monitor her progress in the new environment. This involves attaching a horseshoe-shaped chip onto her back. Bruno drills 2 holes through one scale. A scale comprises of keratin, the same material that makes up fingernails or hair, so the drilling does not hurt the pangolin.
Transmitter on now, and it needs to be put on in such a way that it's flush at the bottom. Lock nuts or nylocks nuts on the top so they can't come off. 86.
After a 20-minute tagging operation,
36.
Zadie is assessed a clean bill of health and she's ready to be released. We released Zadie into the reserve, placing all our trust in the GPS technology to find her in the future. This was an apprehensive moment because the reserve had already lost 2 pangolins due to faulty tracking devices. I joined head pangolin wrangler Tim Andreas the next day. We traveled to a nearby windmill in the hope of catching a signal.
This is a receiver.
Okay. And this one?
This is a transmitter.
Zadie was off the radar. It appeared she had walked unusually far in her first night out, or the RF tracking device had somehow failed. Tim is worried. He has tracked pangolins for 4 years.
We only can get a signal from maybe for 2 kilometers, for 1 kilometer, but the difficult thing is only when it's a little bit nearby. When it's so close, we can get it, because you can get the signal all the way where you point the...
Without a beating signal, there is no hope of finding Zadie. It was time to head out on foot.
Tracking pangolins is actually quite a difficult thing because by a lot of wild animals, such as dangerous ones like rhinos, leopards, cheetahs, that live in their natural habitat, and you're walking on their turf. You might end up in the night, it's difficult to find your way back. There's also small stuff like snakes on the ground and that, which is difficult to pick up when you're trying to search for the animal.
However, we had little choice. As predicted, the dense vegetation proved tough on the Land Rover, and coming across a recent leopard kill did little to calm our nerves. Yet after half an hour of tramping through the bush, Bruno opened the receiver and we listened for a signal. A light beat confirmed the pangolin was in the area. While the beats were getting ever louder, daylight was disappearing fast, and with it, our hopes of finding Zadie, until...
Where? I can't see it.
The small animal had walked about 6 kilometers, or 20 kilometers in human terms. We took the GPS coordinates to begin mapping Zadie's territory. This will help researchers assess her interaction with other pangolins in the area and hopefully reveal presently unknown factors such as the feeding habits and the lifespan of African pangolins.
First year in English we did a course, and one of the set works was a book called On Beauty by Zadie Smith, and I really enjoyed the book, and then I decided during the holidays I was going to read the sequel to it, and the author stuck with me, like Zadie Smith.